You're right, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a pretty fun squad build for you today. So I've been asked numerous times who my favourite bargains this year are, and instead of just doing a list of players you can pick up for kind of like less than 5 million, I thought I'd try and build a 20-man squad on a £25 million budget that I feel would be good enough to kind of compete mid-table Premier League, maybe push a little bit higher, challenge for titles in those second-tier European nations. So this is going to be a team that's going to have quite a few free transfers and bargains and transfer-listed players at the start of the game, and obviously, I'd never recommend bringing in 20 players right at the start, unless you're Nottingham Forest. But all these players will be great additions to your squad if you need a little bit of backup on a budget. And I thought a perfect place to do this would be Ajax. Now, they have pretty much the perfect transfer budget for it, 25 million, but Ajax have a good enough draw. The league doesn't have very restrictive player signing requirements, so we can just get on and build our squad. So I'm going to try and fit the players into a pretty standard 4-3-3, but it will have the versatility to be a 4-2-3-1 or even a 4-4-2 if you go that way. So first up, goalkeeper. So if you wanted to go down the more experienced route, there are players like Nahuel Guzman, 38-year-old Marcelo Barovero, who's got very well-rounded goalkeeping attributes, or even Man United's Tom Heaton. And at less than £2 million, he's still got very, very well-rounded attributes and will be a really useful, just standard goalkeeper. And at the younger end, there's a very good young keeper called Jasper Thorkildsen. Looks like he's available for around £2 million. Very raw. He's lacking a little bit in his command of area communication and even his handling, but with good shot-stopping abilities and some solid mentals, he could actually develop quite nicely. My recommendation, though, is going to be for Marco Sportiello. He's at Atalanta, a very well-rounded goalkeeper. He's got good quality attributes in pretty much everywhere you need them. So I was able to negotiate a £2 million fee, all in, for a very good goalkeeper. And as a backup to him, we've got Juan Soriano from Tenerife. Again, really well-rounded goalkeeper. Very young still for a goalkeeper, so you've got another 10 years at least with him, and he looks like a very good player. And I was able to negotiate a tidy $1 million straight-up fee with a 10% of the next sale. Next up, centre of defence. So looking a little bit more experienced for our centre-back spots. First up, we've got Mariano Barreiro, who's available for less than $2.5 million. And Duria from Santos Laguna, who looks like a similar kind of price and a very well-rounded centre-back. Good on the ball, good in the air, he's got decent mentals, can read the game well. Just a very well-rounded modern-style centre-back. But my first recommendation is going to be for Rasmus Lauritsen from Dinamo. Now, he's not the fastest of defenders, but at 6'2", he's big, he's strong, he's good in the air, he's aggressive, he also reads the game well, tidy on the ball, just a very well-rounded modern centre-back. And I was able to negotiate a pretty good 1.2 million straight up for him. And to play alongside him, Matteo Musacchio is a free agent. 31 years old, Argentinian. He has got some Argentinian caps. Really well-rounded. He just lacks a little bit in terms of his aerial dominance due to his 5'11" height. But with his aggression, decent physicality, and good reading of the game, really solid player, and you can pick him up on a free. And as another option at centre-back, free agent once again, Eliakim Mangala, 31 years old. He's got 8 caps for France. Very well-rounded. He's still, like, quick enough, but very good in the air. He's aggressive, he's determined, lacks a little bit in his reading of the game, but defensively, as a squad option, really, really solid, and once again, completely free. Next up, we're looking at fullbacks, both left-back and right-back. If you want a real bargain in this position, Dodo, the 30-year-old Brazilian left-back, could be the one for you. Now, he's not the quickest, but with a great work rate, really solid mental game, and very well-rounded technical attributes, at less than £700,000, he could really flesh out your squad if you're just looking to get a bit of depth. And at a similar age and a similar price, Massimo Haidara, former Newcastle, Nancy, and now at Lens, is a really good player. He's got a little bit more physicality about him, but still very good work rate, good mental side to the game, usable attributes in his technical side as well. So again, a very well-rounded player who's available for not very much money. On the slightly younger end of the scale, you've got Adria Pedrosa. Very well-rounded player with some really good attacking attributes and actually good finishing. So if he finds himself in the penalty box, if you're playing a back five with a wing-back or a more attacking left-back, he could be great for that. It's going to cost around $3 million to get him out of Espanyol, but his relatively low fee and low wage almost got him in my squad. Ayhen Munoz is the guy for me, though. He's not quite as good in the final third. His finishing's not quite as good, but really good physicals, great work rate, great positioning. He's aggressive and good in the tackle, as well as being a tidy forward-facing fullback. He's the guy for me. And at $3 million straight up, fairly easy negotiation. He's a very good signing. And to provide competition for places, another freebie. Fawzi Ghulam, he's just been released by Napoli. Again, another very solid, well-rounded defender. 31 years old, so still got a few years in the tank. Decent physicals, very strong mentals, good technicals. In the final third, his delivery is exceptional, and he's got long throws. So if you like long throws, he could be your guy. And once again, on a free, a fantastic pickup to strengthen your squad. Now over to right back, we've got Leonardo Gomez, who's a really nice option. Mr. 13s. He's very, very average, but very, very consistent. Could be a really solid player for you, and his versatility to play at right back, right wing back, and even defensive midfield could mean that he's a very good utility player for you. And his estimated value of less than £500,000 means he would be an absolute bargain. If you want a bit of experience at right back, possibly left back, and even right wing back, you've got Adam Smith from Bournemouth. He is on the transfer list for around £4 million at the start of the game, and he's still very, very solid. Good physicals, good mentals, he's got a good work rate, very passable technical attributes for a fullback. 4.2 million, he's a bit of a bargain. The only issue might be his wages, depending on what level you're playing at, but could be a real steal. My pick, though, is going to be 30-year-old Colombian Santiago Arias. Just released from his contract from Atletico Madrid, he is a very good quality right back. Really solid physicals with a good work rate, good determination, good aggression. He's going to get up and down that right-hand side whilst being tidy in possession and in defence. Could be a great pickup, especially on a free. Only issue could be with his playing past, with his international experience, he might demand quite a big contract. And to provide competition and depth, we've got Fad Moufi. At only 26 years old, the guy is Moroccan. He's not an international yet, so it might keep his value and contract demands down. But on the face of it, looks really good. 5'9", he's pretty quick, he's got very good mentals, he's good in the final third, but no slouch defensively. He's not the biggest, but if you wanted a bit of an attacking output from this right-hand side for an absolute bargain fee, he could be a guy. And I managed to negotiate a 1.9 million fee with 10% of the next sale. Absolute bargain. Get him in the van. So that's the defence and goalkeeper sorted. Let me know down below if there's any players you think I've missed and who you like the look of there. Next up, though, midfield, and I want a nice blend of steel and creativity to get a nice balanced midfield. Really important to have legs in there as well. So we'll start with the defensive midfield spot. Now, 30-year-old Safia Taïda would be a really good pickup. Available on a free, Algerian international. He's got some pace about him and a good work rate. So you couple that with his ability on the ball, his ability in the tackle, and his just general all-round game. He could be a really good defensive midfielder, either as a ball winner, a ball player, or even like a box-to-box. But if you want more of a classic sitting destroyer type midfielder, Sebastian Griesbeck could be a guy. Amazing mental side to his game. He's aggressive, he's got great positioning. Physically, he's still all there, got great stamina and a great work rate. Can stick a tackle in, he's good at marking, he's even solid in the air, so he could cover at centre-back if you need him. My recommendation, though, another player playing his trade in the German leagues, at Wolfsburg, Joshua Gilavogi. Really good player, 6'2", he's good in the air, good in the tackle, tidy enough on the ball, he's no slouch, he's aggressive, really good solid mental side to his game as well, and versatility. He can play as a centre-back, he can play as a DM, or a centre-mid. So having this guy in your team gives you fantastic cover, either in midfield or defence, wherever you need it. And with a pretty quick negotiation for 1.7 million plus 10% of the profit from the next sale, he's a bargain at twice the price. And to provide a little bit of depth and competition, we've got Ayrton, a player who is available on a free. He's 32 years old, so on the slowdown of his career, but still really, really good. Great mental side to his game, good work rate. His physicals haven't dropped off yet, but he's tidy on the ball, good in the tackle, good in the air, great first touch, and really good composure. Means that he's not going to panic if put under pressure in that defensive midfield spot. Now, finding the balance in midfield can be tough at times, so let's see what we can do. If you want a player to rat around in midfield, win the ball back, but still be tidy on the ball, you could do much worse than picking up Lucas Menossi. Valued at less than £2 million, he's not got the greatest physicals, but as an all-round midfielder, with his good work rate, good mental side to the game, good passing ability, and good first touch, he could be a really nice pickup and add a bit of depth to your side. The player, though, I think, who is a must-buy for any side looking for some midfield strength, Roberto Gagliardini, is available for £3.5 million from Inter. Fantastic player, great box-to-box. He's not the most creative, but he's hard in the tackle, he can get box-to-box, he's got great stamina, strength, the mental side to his game is fantastic. He's also a model professional. So if you need a captain or someone to be a mentor for your younger players, he could really be the guy. Now, he is on quite a big wage, so he could demand quite a high fee, but I think he's going to be more than worth whatever contract he asks for. And to provide a bit of cover and competition in that rat-around, box-to-box type midfielder position, I'm going to be going for Hugo Vetlesen. 22-year-old Norwegian player from Bodo Glimt. Looks a little bit raw in terms of his technical abilities, but with a great work rate and a good rest of his mental game, very solid physical attributes as well. If he can develop, I think he could become a very, very good box-to-box midfielder. And at 2.7 with a percentage of his future fee, that's a really good deal. Now, for a bit of creativity in guile in midfield, Sebastian Rodriguez from Uruguay is available for around £500,000. That could be a really good pickup. Portuguese international Josue can be found at Legia Warsaw and available for around £1 million or less. Really, really good technical and mental side to his game. He tries killer balls often, tries long-range passes, brings the ball out of defence. If you want someone to create from the centre of the park, he's very good. Only downside is his physical game. He's not that mobile. My choice, though, for that midfield dynamo is going to be 25-year-old Spaniard Alvaro Fidalgo. He came through the Real Madrid Academy. He looks really good. He's got a bit of pace about him, really solid mentals, tons of creativity, bit of dribbling about him. He likes to get into the opposition area, and he tries killer balls. So for a really dynamic advanced playmaker or Mazzala-type player, someone who can get forward and create for your attacking players, I think he's fantastic. And only £650,000, this guy is a bargain. Now time for the business end of the pitch. In the final third, I want some versatility from my wingers. The ability to go inside, the ability to go outside. As a traditional winger, inside forward, get some goals, get some creativity. So let's have a see what's available. Christian Buonaiuto is a versatile forward player, can play on either flank and even as a number 10. Looks like a really dangerous attacking player. He's not blessed with electric pace, but with good dribbling, good flair, first touch. He's a danger from long shots as well as being creative, because he does try killer balls, he does also shoot ball from distance. So getting him in the final third as an inside forward or even as a number 10, you could bring some real danger just outside the penalty area. If you want a little bit more of a direct threat, Xavi Ontiveros, the 24-year-old Spaniard from Villarreal, is transfer listed for £2.5 million. Now, he's got a bit more pace, he's got some flair, he's a dribbler, he's a finisher, he's even got a bit of creativity about him. Again, shoots from distance, places shots, curls the ball, tries tricks. He's going to take men on, and he's going to create some opportunities for the other players. So, £2.5 million, absolute bargain. My first pick, though, is going to be Kiko Bondozo. Similar to Buonaiuto, he's not blessed with electric pace, but again, he's dribbly, he's creative, he's a threat in the final third. He tries killer balls often, plays 1-2s, cuts in from the left wing, and he can be your kind of creative winger, getting balls through the lines, playing crosses into the back post, and being a constant threat with his dribbling and his creativity. I really like the fact he's got 14 work rate and a bit of aggression as well, which means in a high press system, he's going to put in the hard yards. And a very easy negotiation for £2.5 million. Great pickup. Next up, someone who's a little bit more of a traditional winger threat, 28-year-old Libyan international Sanusi El Hadi. He's quick, he's tricky, he's got a decent long shot, good first touch, good technique. He's your traditional kind of get to the byline and get a ball across winger. He's not blessed with the best crossing or most creativity, but as someone who's going to be a threat just through that directness. And at the bargain price of £625,000, you can't really go wrong with that. We've also got former Liverpool Academy player Liam Miller. Still only 22 years old, now a Canadian international. The guy brings pace, flair, decent finishing, and a decent work rate. He can play off the wing or up front, so he gives you a little bit of versatility and a bit of cover off the bench. With a very easy negotiation of £1.8 million and his low weekly wage, he's a very cost-effective addition. And finally, adding more versatility, more options up front, and another player who can play off both wings, Fabio Martins is available on a free. 28-year-old Portuguese former under-21 international. The guy's got pace, he's got some flair, got some dribbling, he's also creative, decent work rate, good technique. He's a finisher. You can play off the left or the right and be really solid at whatever he does. I don't expect him to improve much, but at 28 years old, he's still got plenty of life in his legs, and he can be a very, very good starter or squad player for you in that final third. Now, the most important part of the pitch, the striker. Finding strikers on a budget is really tough, but I've come up with a few names that could definitely do the job. So I like the look of Pedro Raul. He's pretty quick, he's strong, he's good in the air, he's 6'4". He doesn't lack that much in terms of his mental game, and he's a tidy finisher as well. So if you want a big target man who could hold up the ball and get you some goals, get those other creative players involved, as well as finishing off chances that get thrown into the box, he could be a man. And at less than £1.6 million, absolute bargain. My choice though, and I think a player that anybody looking to strengthen their squad on a budget should be looking at, is Mariano from Real Madrid. He's got pace, he's got power, he's good in the air, he's a good finisher, he's very determined, he's got a great work rate as well. He's not the most creative of strikers, but he's got everything else you need him to do. So as long as you've got creativity behind him, he can be the guy to finish it off, and I think he'll do a great job in most leagues. And not only that, Real Madrid seem pretty happy to let him go for a mere £2 million. Now his contract at Real Madrid is big, so do expect this to be one of the bigger wages you'll have to hand out. Now finally, a player that I think has been a little bit of a hidden gem for the last few years. He'll always be remembered for his daft penalty run-up and the fact that it never really took off at West Ham. But still only 31 years old, Italian international Simone Zaza is a really, really good player to pick up. He's a very hard-working striker with solid mentals, and not only that, he loves a power shot. So on a free, he could be a great pickup just to add a bit of depth to your squad. So all those players cost around £23.5 million. So an absolute bargain squad. It's a 20-man squad. There's backups at goalkeeper, in defence, in midfield, and in attack. Not only that, it's a team that I'd be pretty happy with in the Premier League if I'm fighting to stay in the division or even finish mid-table. I think we could do it. And having a squad like that built on such a budget allows us to invest in the future in youngsters and bring young players through. But what do you think, guys? Leave a comment down below. Who is your favourite player there? Is there anyone I've missed? Are any of those guys just garbage? I think some of you might hate Zaza. Personally though, I think Alvaro Fidalgo looks like an absolute gem of a player for less than £1 million. If you would like a short list with all of these players shown here, and a few others sprinkled on top, head over to the Discord. There's a link down below, discord.gg/VIKINGDAN, and I'll have it pinned in the Football Manager chat section. But if you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new around here for more FM23 content, and if you want to catch it live, head over to twitch.tv/VikingDan. I'm live pretty much daily, afternoons and evenings, playing FM23, and I will be all year. But that's it from me for now. Cheers for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.